Hello and welcome back to the world of the spirit consciousness. This is the continuation of the book study session, The Etheric Double by Arthur Powell. This is the eighth module that we're doing now. This is also dealing with an application, specifically magnetization of objects covered in chapter 23. This particular module deals with talismans. So we have already discussed introduction and examples of physical objects that absorb magnetism. Now we will discuss how magnetized objects are deliberately created. So, so the above examples that we have discussed illustrated examples where the physical objects were inadvertently magnetized. One can also create a talisman deliberately using the following process. So thoroughly passing the object through a layer of etheric matter created for cleansing by an effort of will. This will eliminate the old magnetism and will replace it with ordinary ether by which it is surrounded in the atmosphere. This ordinary ether fills the object using its pressure, which is similar to the atmospheric pressure, though it is substantially greater than the atmospheric pressure. So a similar process is used to cleanse the object of the astral and mental matter, and hence the object becomes completely free of any kind of influence, like a blank sheet of paper on which one can write whatever one wishes to. The person conducting the process then places their right hand on the object and induces within himself or herself the qualities they wish to transfer to the talisman, and then by an effort of will, those qualities are made to flow into the talisman. So an expert occultist can perform the entire process almost immediately with a strenuous effort of will, while others may take more time to complete the process. So types of talismans. So the talismans obtained by the above process falls into the category of general talismans. So there are other categories which include an adapted talisman, linked talisman, ensouled talisman. So the adapted talisman, these types of talismans are charged for specific requirements of a particular person, and they act like an individual prescription based on the need rather than a general solution. So linked talismans are magnetized in such a way that the talisman has a close rapport with the one who made it. So it becomes a sort of extension of his consciousness. A person who wears a linked talisman can be in contact with its maker and send a signal for help to him or her. Also, the maker can send a vibration of magnetism through the talisman to the person who wears it. A linked talisman facilitates what is known as absent treatment by Christian Scientists. Then there is a special type of linked talisman which is linked with the causal body. So in uncommon instances, a physical talisman may be linked with the causal body of an adept. So this is a practice adopted by Apollonius of Tirana of about 1900 years ago, who buried such talismans in several countries. The objective was that the force emitted by the talismans could enable those places to become the hub for remarkable events in the future. So while some of these places have been put to use, other centers are likely to be utilized in the near future relating to the work of the coming Christ. So ensouled talismans, they are designed to radiate magnetism for centuries. There are two types of ensouled talismans: mineral based and nature spirit based. So in the first type, a tiny part of a highly developed mineral which continuously radiates particles, is placed inside the talisman. So these radiated particles become magnetized by the force already stored in the talisman. So these minerals of the talisman then distribute these magnetized particles. This process conserves tremendous energy. So ingredients are arranged in a manner which enables manifestation of certain categories of undeveloped nature spirits. So this we are discussing the type 2 of the ensouled talisman. So these nature spirits provide the force required to distribute the influence. These type of ensouled talismans can last for thousands of years, which is much to the delight of the nature spirits. They have a beneficial impact on those who approach such a magnetized object. So which are the substances which are good to use as a talisman? So as explained earlier, by nature, precious stones are acceptable to be built into talismans or amulets. So the Rudraksh berry, which is often utilized for necklaces in India, is extremely well suited for magnetization purpose, wherein spiritual thoughts and meditation needs to be absorbed and unpleasant thoughts and feelings need to be avoided. So another instance of a very powerful natural magnetism are beads made from the tulsi plant, although their magnetism is a little different. Now, physical objects that give out strong scents are quite fascinating as talismans. So an example of such an object is the gums from which incense is made. So incense typically encourages spiritual and devout thoughts. At times, medieval witches would mix such ingredients to create an opposite effect of what is given above. Water is highly amenable to getting magnetized. So the next video of this module, we will be discussing magnetism in everyday life, demagnetization of objects, and the application of magnetization in churches through rituals. Stay tuned.